think about it. Just think about it. You'll get it.
Storms return to the southeast this afternoon ahead of wild.
In the 20th century, clouds were seeded by numerous countries around the globe with various chemicals to produce rain. China was just doing this over the summer in Beijing to make sure that there weren't any rain, that there wasn't any rain during the Olympics. But all this has changed dramatically with the U.S. military's secretive research and plans to control the planet's natural weather. This has not been given very much press, and we have to remember that we have a corporate-owned press where 85% of radio, television, and print media is owned by 5 corporations. So they're not going to talk about things that are of really serious consequence, and that's somewhat of the blessing, a mixed blessing of the internet, but there's certainly plenty of information on weather modification. The Air Force is on record as saying, quote, they want to control the weather by 2025, and we are not talking about just seeding the clouds for rain. Weather modification means, quote, any activity performed with the intention of producing artificial changes in the composition, behavior, or dynamics of the atmosphere, unquote. And as of April this year, there are more than 150 different weather modification programs around the world. Since about 2000, the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy have been spraying the entire United States sky with a toxic brew of chemicals and other biologic agents. Contrails would have been around from ends of planes since World War II. These are very, very short exhaust trails that usually evaporate within a few minutes. You just look up at the sky and you'll just see a jet, sometimes with 4 trails, but it evaporates pretty quickly. The military and some commercial planes are spraying us with what are called chemtrails. I want you to look at the, and oftentimes before there's a weather front, there are heavy assaults from these planes just before a weather front is changed and comes in. Military and some commercial jets have been fitted with huge barrels of at least 49 different kinds of documented chemical poisons. Among other documented ingredients in this toxic man-made clouds are pathogenic molds, fungi, weaponized viruses, and made in some places like the secret site at Fort Detrick, Maryland, which is supposed to be a cancer site, but there are a number of scholars and professors tracking this that have big questions about this. Barium and nanoaluminum particles. What do these do to the human body? Barium is an alkaline earth mineral. It was discovered in 1774. At low doses, it can act as a muscle stimulant. At high doses, it detrimentally affects the heart and the nervous system. Barium is toxic to all mammals, and that means not just humans. Aluminum, which is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust, is known to diminish kidney function and destroy brain cells and cognitive function. Just think about it. Just between the aluminum and the mercury that we're breathing all the time, we've got already a serious issue about brain function and cognitive function. There is also documented evidence that the aluminum in chemtrails is released as nanoparticles, and that when they reach the Earth environment for wildlife, in lakes and streams, it's causing serious problems with wildlife there.
Strange sight of thousands of mussels washed up on the beach. In the meantime, the seagulls appear to be taking advantage of this unexpected and unusual feast.
Tourism and shark fears are mounting as authorities struggle to deal with the carcasses of 7 beached whales on Yorke Peninsula.
an incredibly rare sight.
This is probably once in a lifetime thing that you'll see.
It's really once in the lifetime of the state, as far as we know.
Wildlife experts spotted an 8th sperm whale in distress and close to stranding near Port Vincent. It's unclear why it swam so close to shore and why 7 other sperm whales became beached and died near Ardrossan.
Experts say while it's not unusual for sperm whales to be in the area, a mass beaching is rare.
First time I've ever seen anything like this in the 20 years I've been here.
The public's been asked to stay at least 20 metres away.
New this hour, wildlife officials say some 400,000 fish in a popular Marion County lake are dead, and even more could die off in the next few days. And on top of that, residents say the dead fish in Lake Bryant near Levy Hammock Road are causing a terrible smell.
And we found scenes like this all over the lake. Dead fish as far as the eye can see.
Researchers are also finding that nanoparticles interfere with the growth of plants. Nanotechnology is totally unregulated. Just this past month, a new research report came out showing and documenting for the first time that these nanoparticles actually go through the skin. Well, if you breathe them, whether they go through the skin or whether you're inhaling them, it's still a problem, a serious problem.
Just think about it.
Come on.